What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into the absolute madness that is version 4.0, I have some massive news for you guys. We are on the road to our first big milestone, and I want to give back to the community that's helping us grow. I am officially hosting a giveaway for 2 Express Supply passes once we hit 100 subscribers. Yes, you heard that right. 2 lucky winners are going to get their monthly pass sorted on me. Entering is literally the easiest thing in the world. All you have to do is make sure you are subscribed to the channel, smash that like button on this video, and go down to the comment section and drop your UID. That is it. Sub, like, comment your UID. Once we hit 100 subs, I'll pick the winners, and you'll get those sweet ancient dreams straight to your account. Good luck to everyone. Now, let's get into why you clicked on this video. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, here we go! Another clickbait video telling me to skip the shiny new toys. But I promise you, this is not clickbait. I am not here to farm engagement or be controversial just to get people angry in the comments. I am genuinely looking at the state of the game, looking at the math, and looking at everything we currently know about the upcoming meta. And after putting all those puzzle pieces together, I have come to a very difficult conclusion. There is a very real, very high chance that you, yes, you, should probably skip version 4.0 entirely. I know, it sounds crazy, but stay with me, because we need to talk about long-term account value and why these new banners might be the biggest premium bait we have ever seen. Buy the 6,480 Oneiric Shards limited pack for just $70 at lootbar.gg. Returning users can also grab an extra coupon for up to 5% off, link in the description. Alright, back to the main topic. Why am I telling you to skip version 4.0? I'm not saying this because I think the characters are mid or because I just want to be a hater. This is a discussion about the trajectory of the meta and historical patterns that Hoyoverse follows. I want to have a deeper conversation about account value before you blow months of saved Stellar Jades on units that might end up being irrelevant in 2 patches. This entire skip 4.0 argument comes down to 2 main pillars: the characters themselves and something I like to call the curse of first patch syndrome. Let's start with the characters, specifically Yao Guang. On paper, when you first read her kit, Yao Guang sounds like the messiah of the Elation path. She is billed as the Elation support. You read her abilities and you think, okay, this is it. This is the unit that defines the playstyle. She provides damage amplification, she buffs Elation damage specifically, her skill makes enemies take more damage, and her ultimate is supposed to force proc this mechanic called the AHA instant. That fantasy of chaining Elation skills, hitting that punchline and nuking the screen sounds incredible. But here is where the dream dies. The numbers. When you stop reading the description and start looking at the math, everything falls apart. Her overall amplification is honestly kind of mediocre by modern standards. She offers a 16% vulnerability debuff. Is that bad? No. But is it premium? Absolutely not. We literally have light cones that give more vulnerability than that. Then look at her ultimate. It gives 20% all-type res penetration to the team. Sounds good, right? Until you remember that a character like Tribe exists, who gives more than that on her skill. Not an ultimate, a skill. So suddenly, Yao Guang's premium buffs are looking extremely replaceable. There is also a diminishing returns issue here. Yes, her skill buffs Elation damage. But Elation has this weird interaction where damage bonuses don't scale as well as other multipliers. When you are already stacking Res Pen, Defense Shred, and vulnerability from other supports like Cypher, Yao Guang's contribution becomes barely noticeable. She starts to feel replaceable. And replaceable is the scariest word in the dictionary for a limited support character. Right now, she has the advantage of being the only buffer that directly targets Elation damage, so we don't have a direct comparison. But the numbers are screaming, temporary solution. But the real nail in the coffin for Yao Guang is her ultimate and her energy economy. Her defining feature is supposed to be the AHA instant force proc on her ult. This is the thing that ties her kit together. But the energy cost is 180. 180 energy. That is absurd. Now her basic attack gives 30 energy, and her skill gives 30, so she is relatively SP positive because you aren't spamming her skill. But even if you have an energy regeneration rope, a fully optimized build, and you play perfectly, the math is brutal. Her light cone gives her 15 energy at the start of the wave. That allows you to ult immediately at the start of the fight, which is great. But after that, good luck. You are probably never seeing that ultimate again until the next cycle. In game modes like Memory of Chaos, MOC, where you only have 2 waves, this is a disaster. You might get 1 proc, maybe 2 if the fight drags on forever, but the fantasy of consistently forcing the AHA instant just does not exist in actual gameplay. For a mechanic that is supposed to define the Elation archetype, that is really, really bad. And it's not like she makes up for it with damage. Her personal damage is low. It tries to be a death by 1,000 cuts thing with repeated procs, but it's not impressive. It feels like the devs tried to make her a hybrid like Tribe, some amp, some damage, some mechanics, but they didn't commit to any of it. Her damage is too low to matter, her amp is too weak to be essential, and her main mechanic is locked behind the slowest energy cycle in the game. To make matters worse, she has no friends. She has no good battery teammates. The sustains you want, like Dan Hung, don't provide energy. The supports that do provide energy, like Sunday or Tingyun, are terrible on Elation teams. So she is stuck on an island, looking like a character that is going to get power crept immediately. So Yao Guang is a mess. But surely Sparksy saves the banner, right? Unfortunately, this is where things get even messier. Sparksy was clearly coded to be the main DPS of this new Elation team. Yao Guang buffs, Sparksy kills. Simple. But Sparksy is currently suffering from a massive identity crisis. If you look at the recent changes to her kit, it is obvious the developers are panicking. They are trying to pivot her into some kind of Evernight-style hybrid, where she does less personal damage, but focuses more on buffing the team. They nerfed her enhanced basic attack damage, which was her main output, and shifted that power into her skill. At the same time, they buffed her utility. She used to give a 40% crit damage buff based on punchline stacks. Now that is up to 60%. So, is she a main DPS? Is she a sub DPS? Is she a buffer? The kit says main DPS, but the numbers and the changes are pushing her into a support role. And she doesn't do either job as cleanly as existing characters like Noxa or Evernight. And here is the kicker. Sparksy really wants Yao Guang on her team, but Yao Guang doesn't really want Sparksy. Their synergy feels clunky. It feels like 2 characters designed by 2 different teams who didn't talk to each other until the last minute. This brings me to the second major reason you need to skip: the curse of first patch syndrome. We have seen this happen time and time again. I'm not counting version 1.0 because that was the game launch. But look at version 2.0 and version 3.0. In 2.0, we had Sparkle and Black Swan. At launch, they looked amazing. But Sparkle fell off a cliff as soon as people realized E2 Bronya with -1 speed tuning was a thing. Black Swan was great, but her teams faded out of the meta for a long time. Look at 3.0. Hera launched strong, but as soon as the content shifted away from AoE, she struggled. Aglia needed insane investment and wasn't even the best slot on the Remembrance team. The content actively worked against them, and they just kind of existed until later buffs saved them. That is the pattern. The first characters of a new region or a new path look exciting and feel new, but they quietly get pushed aside when the real meta units arrive a few patches later. I strongly believe Yao Guang and Sparksy are early access Elation characters. We are going to think Yao Guang is mandatory right now, but I guarantee you, when the real Elation support comes out in 4.x, maybe it's a character like Yai, or a proper sustain designed for this path, Yao Guang and Sparksy are going to be the first ones you bench. And look, even if I am completely wrong, even if these 2 end up being tier 0 gods, you still lose nothing by skipping 4.0. Hoyoverse loves to rerun relevant characters quickly. Look at patches 3.7 and 3.8. They ran insane value banners back to back. If Yao Guang or Sparksy are actually important to the meta, they will be back by version 4.3 or 4.4. And by then, we will have the full picture. You will know exactly how good they are and where they fit in the completed team. But right now, pulling Yao Guang means you have a support with no battery. Pulling Sparksy means you have a DPS with an identity crisis. The team isn't complete. For my free-to-play players and low spenders, skipping 4.0 is the safest, smartest move you can make. Their kits are confused, the timing is bad, and history is against them. So please, save your jades. Wait for clarity. Pull with information, not just because of the hype. That is going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully, I saved your account from a potential disaster. If you found this analysis helpful, please drop a like. It really helps the video get out to more people. And don't forget about the giveaway. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and comment your UID to enter for those express supply passes. And I will see you guys in the next one. Buy the 6,480 Oneiric Shards limited pack for just $70 at lootbar.gg. Returning users can also grab an extra coupon for up to 5% off, link in the description.